We learned that exercise faith is the first of the 5 perfect progress skills to getting things done. Exercise faith is the very first skill because the battle for progress always begins inside your mind. Now, when you think of a battle inside your mind, you're thinking thoughts, right? Thoughts. The title of this lesson is Your Thoughts Are Not Always Your Thoughts. You don't believe me? Well, I can prove it to you. Suppose I tell you I'm thinking of a tool that you can use to hit a nail. Again, a tool that you can use to hit a nail. What do you think that is? It's a hammer, right? A hammer. Now, here's my question. Did you have a hammer inside your mind? Yes. Is a hammer inside your mind a thought? Yes. So how about another one? I'm thinking of something that is brown and sticky. What do you think this is? Again, something brown and sticky. It's not poop. It's not chocolate. It's a stick. A brown stick is something brown and sticky. It's a joke. But the point here is, I put those thoughts in your head. I put the hammer, poop, chocolate, and stick thoughts inside your head. You didn't put it in your head. I did. Not every thought you have is yours. So you go through life, day in and day out, with all these messages, even hidden messages, that trigger thoughts inside your mind. You cannot trust your own thinking thoughts. It's because not every thought you have is yours. Now, there's one specific thought I want you to be very aware of. It's a kind of thought so strong and so powerful, it will stop you from making real progress. It will keep you from thinking clearly. It will stop you from getting things done. And that thought is fear. It's fear. You see, the modern day adversary knows fear very well, down to a mathematical science. In fact, did you know there are 2 types of fear? And the type of fear used depends on the desired direction for progress. Yep, it's not always forward. The 2 types of fear that you need to be very aware of are known as FUD and FOMO. So the first one is FUD, and it stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. If you look at the initials, it's FUD or FUD. This type of fear is death-like. It makes you want to quit. It feels like the death of things or it's never going to happen. It feels hopeless. Again, it makes you want to quit. This is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, or FUD. The second one is FOMO, and it stands for fear of missing out. The initials are FOMO, or FOMO. This type of fear is not death-like, but greed-like. It makes you want to chase. It feels like you're being left behind or you have to hurry up. Again, it makes you want to chase. This is the fear of missing out, or FOMO. To explain the difference between the 2 fears, let me tell you a story about little Johnny. Little Johnny is a fan of superheroes, and his favorite is Superman. He watched all the Superman movies that have come out so far, and he especially loves how Superman can fly. Then one day, little Johnny discovered a Superman bobblehead. It's those figurine toys where the oversized head wobbles up and down and bounces around on a spring. Little Johnny really wanted it, but it cost $10, and that was a whole lot for little Johnny. Little Johnny thought to himself, maybe I'll wait. It wasn't long before a new Superman movie was announced. Little Johnny quickly checked up on the Superman bobblehead, and it cost $15 now. Well, I'll check again later, thought Johnny. Maybe it will come back to $10. But next week, the Superman bobblehead went even higher to $20. Oh boy, said Johnny, I better buy it now. Little Johnny was starting to FOMO, or the fear of missing out. He was afraid the price might keep going higher. So little Johnny nervously bought that Superman bobblehead. Pretty soon the new Superman movie was out in theaters, and little Johnny was among the very first to watch the movie. But to little Johnny's great surprise, Superman died in the movie. Little Johnny was devastated, to say the least. "I don't want this Superman bobblehead anymore," said little Johnny. Little Johnny was feeling the FUD, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Little Johnny bought his Superman bobblehead for $20. He ended up selling it for $3 because nobody wanted it anymore. Superman was dead. But 2 years later, another Superman movie was announced. Somehow, Superman comes alive again. Little Johnny quickly checked up on the Superman bobbleheads, and they were $15 again. "Oh no," thought Johnny. "I just sold it for $3. And the cycle of FOMO and FUD starts all over again. FUD, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt, makes you want to quit. And FOMO, or fear of missing out, makes you want to chase. They are both based on fear. Make sense? Now, you cannot stop FUD or FOMO thoughts from entering your mind, just like how I put thoughts inside your mind. But you can control how to respond to fearful thoughts. As human beings, we have been given this very unique ability or superpower to not just be self-aware of what's really going on, we also have this very unique ability to respond differently. No other living creature on earth can do this, so why not take full advantage of it? The easiest clue to know if there is FUD or FOMO is to simply listen to your heart. As you probably already know, the heart always responds to fear with panic or stress. Feelings of panic or stress is your clue. The key here is, as soon as you feel panic or stress, remember that your thoughts are not always your thoughts. Now you have the ability to respond differently. Now you have the freedom to choose differently. In other words, if you're feeling scary FUD, maybe it's actually an opportunity. And if you're feeling FOMO, maybe you should step back for a little bit. You're responding in the opposite way. You're responding differently. But what if these fearful thoughts get out of control? What if these fearful thoughts become so strong and so powerful that you become overwhelmed? Well, it's time to head on over to the next lesson. The point of this lesson, however, is to first be aware of the adversary's tactics here. The adversary uses fear to manipulate people's minds, like little Johnny's mind. The adversary will use fearful thoughts, FUD and FOMO thoughts, against you over and over again. That's why for many of you, life feels like a roller coaster. The FUD and FOMO cycle is like a roller coaster. And remember, it doesn't even have to be real. It's because the adversary will do whatever it takes, including lying to you. I see this game play out over and over again. Now, one could argue that FOMO is a good thing, okay? Because it's causing people to really get moving and going in the right direction. But I found that until you have the discipline to control FOMO, you're playing with fire. It's because you end up FOMOing into both good and bad. To conclude, remember, your thoughts are not always your thoughts, like fearful thoughts. And as an intelligent human being, you can always respond differently. By exercising faith, you can always respond differently. Be encouraged, stay fruitful, and stay productive. Thanks, guys. See you in the next lesson.